crime. But the state is locking them out, or they just don't have enough capacity to compete against the big boys when it comes to bidding projects.
Yes. Yeah.
So that one is a critical one to me, is that before this session ends, the state should. Now, let me just point out something. This is a workable solution because in 2014, when we raised this issue at the council, they got upset at us, but they turned to the Asian community, and because the Asian community basically was not getting any contracts at all. And for the first time in the history of the state, they said, you know what? We're going to do a race-conscious approach, but we're going to focus on the Asian community. So in 2004, they did it with the Asian community. They reported in 2005, they went from 0 contracting opportunities up to 10 million. And in this year, it's reported they've done 16 million.
Wow.
Through a race-conscious approach. And ours, in the black community, have pretty much stayed the same, right? $1 million. So if they apply the race-conscious approach to our community, and we have more certified businesses than the Asian community do, so there's a lot more people to do it. The percentage of utilization would have to be higher as well, and I think it's the key to basically moving us away from the disparity.
So it seems to me they're trying to build this whole model minority type thing with the Asian community, which is false, because not only are there different Asian communities, there's Japanese, Chinese, different nationalities and ethnicities, but also they have home countries that are backing them up, that the country and the state might want to build good relations with. So they're going to give them more opportunity. When you have native blacks who've been here from the beginning, we're on the outs, and we don't have a home country except for this one to come and say, hey, what opportunities are you getting? How are you supporting our people?
You're right. The Asian Pacific Trade Pact that was just Obama was the one that led to establish that. Trump kind of pulled back a little bit, but now
he wants to renegotiate.
Having the large Southeast Asian population that Minnesota does, yes, that does give them a pathway back to those communities to do, a better trade, become a leader with this. Yeah, exactly. So they got people to go over and lead the way for companies here to really infuse that market.
But when we were together at the council, when we were looking at having a revamping of our enabling legislation, we talked about with Africa, doing trade missions there, and then building partnerships, because that's a way of employment and resources.
But now is some of this incumbent, obviously, on our legislators and us to make sure that it's getting done. So as a solution, we were talking about it on air, what is something that we could do? I mean, I know we said maybe considering a class action lawsuit, but how now? Can we do that with good merit and standings, that this doesn't just get thrown away? I mean, or do we have to attract the attention of Jeff Sessions or the federal people to make them come in to now start monitoring or take over that budget and that top of that particular office? So how do we go about it?
Justin could call in the federal government.
Well, I think you there's enough data to basically say, hey, this isn't working out. You call in the Justice Department and say, hey, look, NACP could do that, but they tend to not to, because they're pretty wedded to party politics.
Yeah. Maybe we can get Leslie. Yeah. That's right.
Well,
we had Leslie on.
Leslie from
Leslie Badu.
Is she the new one?
Yeah, new president. Yeah,
but she would have to get approval from
that's
before
she can do it. So
it's
and
hard.
We tried that.
But back to your point where we advance the issue around how can we as a black community establish better trade relations with the continent of Africa, and we have put in an expansion of the council to allow us capacity to work with the state trade department to do that. Tap into that rich, diverse African heritage community that's here in Minnesota, and there are 23 nations here in Minnesota, representing 25% of our population, the black population in the state. And we thought, wow, this is a great opportunity for us to get our brothers from Cameroon, from Liberia, from Somalia.
And they're very entrepreneurial.
And they were interested too. I sent you an article last night that was in the Spokesman Recorder. I want you to read that all the way through. What it says, what is the state of the council? What will happen to the councils or something like that headline. In there, the person who authored the legislation to reform us used the example of us wanting to lead the way on building stronger trade relations with the African continent as one of the reasons why she wanted to pass the legislation.
Oh, you know, she said that. She actually, that was Representative Lang. She actually said that. I actually heard her say that we don't need to build trade relations. You don't need to do that.
Absolutely. You know, one of the most resource.
Well, see, she's somebody that has to go then.
The most resource-rich country on the on the planet.
Yes.
And we have access to, but we shouldn't be creating a pathway.
Because that's looking at a solution instead of going to whites all the time and utilizing their resources. We're saying, hey, let's build connections with the homeland, the motherland, and facilitate to help bring resources to our communities. Who would be against that? Well,
we know.
Apparently, the person that restructured the council.
Yeah, we know who would be against it. So, man, again, Edward, you got to come back on, man.
We will win. We will win.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and we thought we were going to overcome too.
Well,
we did a little bit though. We got a black man president, and then we went to Wakanda. We went to Wakanda.
Oh, Wakanda. Yeah.
I always tell people this. You know, 500 years ago, there wasn't even a thought of a black president.
That's right.
That's
right. That's right.
We got one.
And we got one.
Right?
Yeah.
So
and next is going to be a Democratic woman. I'm telling you, and we won't have Russia's help either. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jamar Nelson. That's Pat McDonald. McDonald. Oh, Lord, I know I need to go. That's Pat Lawrence. Edward McDonald has been our guest this week. Thanks for joining us on the Post Show podcast. Appreciate you. Bye.
Y'all brothers are too deep.